Good morning. We are filming again in Paros, Greece at the Aqua Blue Retreat Center. This morning we're going to go through the Hatha flow. We'll start on the ground first, do some grounding sequences, just open. And we're going to work a bit on heart openers and hip openers today. I think a lot of us have a lot of tension in those areas. It's a great practice to do in the morning before you start your day, or even after work, just releasing any tension and opening the hips, opening the heart for a bit of calmness. So here we go. So we'll go ahead and start on our backs this morning. Let the knees go wide, palms of feet together. And just let your arms fall alongside the body. Supta Baddha Konasana. Begin to pull knees into your chest. Take a nice tight squeeze here. And begin to rock from left to right. So just massaging the spine a little bit. And keep a hold of the right knee and extend the left leg forward. So pull the right knee in to the outside of the right chest. And just a half wind relieving pose here. And then go ahead and bring the right knee with the left hand over towards the left side of the room. Right arm stretches out towards the right side of the room, and just a gentle twist here as we begin the practice. Come back through center. Pull both knees into chest for a moment. And then keep a hold of the left knee. Extend the right leg straight. And just hug in towards the outside of the chest here. Generally, you want to take around 5 breaths in each pose when you're not moving through vinyasa. That way you can really feel into the position, see the sensations in the body. Now we can go ahead and assist the left knee with the right hand over towards the right side. Left arm stretching out towards the left side, head following. One more breath. Come back through center. Pull both knees into the chest. And give a couple of rock and rolls forward and backwards. You can take a hold of the back of the thighs here to make it a bit easier. And take about 2 more rocks. Come up to a seat. And bring the right hand out towards the right side, left arm stretching up and over. So you can travel with the right hand more towards the right side. You can come down to the right forearm. But make sure that the left hip is staying on the ground. Open through the chest, begin to look up. Sweep the left arm forward through center. Left arm down towards the left side, right arm stretching up and over. So we're finding length through our side bodies here. Right arm stretches forward towards the right, left arm stretching up. So keep making this movement with your own breath, nice and low to the earth. Sweeping the top hand over, opening through the chest and looking up. Last one. And come back up to neutral. Go ahead and bring the right knee stacked on top of the left knee. Have a block nearby. Sitting up nice and tall. And bring your block over towards the left side. Come down onto the left elbow, left hand behind the left ear, right arm stretching up and over. So keeping the right hip on the earth. You might begin to notice you don't need the block at this high, so you can lower it down one level. Try here, getting length through the right side. And just relax into the pose. Sweep the right arm forward and back. Do a counter pose here. So just opening up towards the right for a moment. And bring the left hand onto the bottom of the left foot here, opening the chest. And then come back through center, switch it up. So left knee on top of the right. And if they're not stacked directly over one another, that's fine. The feet can travel forward just a little bit more so you can get the left hip on the earth. Bring your block over to the right side and choose what level feels the best for you. Elbow down, left arm stretching up and over finally. Sweep the left arm forward and back. Find your counter pose, twist to the left, open through the chest, and look slightly up. Come back through center. Move the block off to the side, unravel the legs, and bring them out just a bit in front of you for diamond. So you want a square shape or a diamond shape between the knees here. Palms of the feet together. Sitting up nice and tall. And then on exhale, slowly folding forward, walking the hands forward. So you can use a block here. If your chest doesn't pour all the way down, you can always bring a block on top of the feet. Bring your forehead to the block. And then let the palms shine up, just folding in. Slowly come back out. Remove the block. Bring the right foot out wide. Bring the left foot out wide. Flex the toes up towards the ceiling. Hips nice and grounded here. Have a block nearby if you need it. And not going to your full potential here in the beginning of class or grasping, but on exhale, slowly begin to walk forward. Maybe you stay on the palms, you come to the forearms, or you use a block here at the forehead as well. So we're just slowly opening up into the hips, not grasping for the earth. So just be very gentle with yourself in the beginning of a practice and make sure that you're not reaching for your limits right off the bat. So just give yourself time to ease into the body, to ease into the breath. Let's take 2 more breaths here. Come back up onto the fingertips or palms. Walk back and move the block off to the side again. Go ahead and find all fours or tabletop. So we come into tabletop, nice neutral spine, palms pressing into the earth, fingers nice and wide. And on an inhale, let the belly drop down, gaze forward and up. And on an exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, belly drop. Exhale, spine rounds. Inhale, belly drops. Exhale, spine rounds. Keep moving with your own breath here. And finding natural movement, so you can sway from left to right, you can create circles here. You can take neck rolls. Find any natural movement here as we open into the back body and across the heart. Two more breaths. On your next exhale, round the spine. Stay here with that rounded back and walk the hands just a little bit more towards the knees. Turn the fingers towards the knees. And stay here. So we're working into that space between the shoulder blades, opening more into the back, into the wrists. And you can bring your hips back just a bit here. 3 more breaths. And slowly come back to neutral. Return the hands to fingers forward. Go ahead and tuck your toes under and come back to sitting on the heels. So toes nice and tucked. Make sure even the pinky toe is tucked under. Hands resting on the knees, palms up or down, and just shut the eyes down here for a moment. So we begin our practice with 1 round of Kapalabhati breath. If you've never done this before, this is the skull shining breath. It's really good for heating the body, creating energy, and getting rid of lethargy. So any kind of anxiety in the body or sluggish feeling, Kapalabhati is really good to get the body amped for practice and movement. So the inhale will be natural, the exhales will be forced. So it will sound like this. So we're going to go through 35 of those together. And at the end, I will cue you through Kumbhaka, which is a hold of the breath. So we'll hold the breath for about 15 seconds, and then we'll have a nice deep exhale. So let's go ahead and begin. Kapalabhati, feet tucked the whole time here. So we're creating fire in the body. Natural inhale. And begin. Exhale. Inhale comfortably. Exhale fully. Inhale for a hold. And exhale. Inhale naturally. Come onto the palms, untuck the toes, and just pat the feet out here. Good work. Walk the feet back and come back into downward facing dog. So first down dog of the day for some of us. So we want to make sure the fingers are nice and wide in downward facing dog. We're creating a strong foundation, but the thumbs aren't too wide. So bring the thumbs in just a bit closer here. The rest of the fingers nice and wide. I have a nice little insect on my hand right now. I'm not sure what he is, but he's cute. Press through the entirety of the palm. Hips come back, let your head drop down. Shoulder blades are moving up the back here. And you're trying to press your heels towards the earth as much as you can. You can have a micro bend in the knees if you need to, and pull belly into spine. slowly begin to walk the feet forward towards your hands. And take a ragdoll. So just fold here, knees nice and bent, take a hold of opposite elbows, and sway from left to right. Just move natural in the body, let the head hang. Bend deeply into the knees, just move back and forth here. If the feet need to go wider, do so. Feet are nice and wide. And on an inhale, begin to slowly roll up. Shrug the shoulders up towards the ears at the top. Palms shining forward. And keep the eyes shut down here. So just feeling yourself connected with the mat, picking up the toes, spreading them nice and wide, setting them down. Picking up the heels, setting them down. And take a neck roll here. Right ear to the right shoulder, chin to chest. Left ear to left shoulder, head back. One more. Then move in the opposite direction. Come back to neutral. Inhale, reach up with the arms, open the eyes. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reach. And making big circles here, go ahead and fold towards the right and forward. Let the hands come down. Sweep the floor, come up towards the left. Nice and open through the arms and expressive. Keep moving with the arms in these gigantic circles, just opening the heart towards the sun and stretching through the side bodies here. So we're beginning to enliven the body. There's no correct way to do the position, just feel into the body. So we're dancing with our arms through movement and breath. A couple more here. And switch the sides. Start going towards the right side, down to the left, changing the rotation. And come back to center. Hands through heart center, fold down to the earth. Bring the feet in together. And we'll begin to go through a variation of Surya Namaskar A. We'll go through 3 or 4 rounds here together, and then we'll move on through Vinyasa. Inhale, come up halfway, hands to shins, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, plank position. So straight line of energy here from the crown of the head back through the heels. Inhale. Exhale, knees, chest and chin. Inhale, forward to cobra. Lift through the chest, palms on the earth. Thighs engaged so that the knees come up. On exhale, hips to heels. Press back, downward facing dog. Inhale, bend into the knees. Exhale, float forward. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, reach up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands to the earth, walk back or float back, low plank. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So you have two possibilities here as you move through your vinyasa today. When you inhale and come to plank, on exhale you can come down to knees, chest and chin. Inhale, forward to baby cobra. Exhale, hips to heels, downward facing dog. Or if you're wanting a little bit more fire, a little bit more challenge, inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, come down halfway, chaturanga. Elbows in by the ribs. Inhale to the tops of the feet, open across the heart, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips up, downward facing dog. So choose which variation you want to go through as we begin to move through the practice. Inhale, bend into the knees. Exhale, float or walk forward. Inhale, halfway, hands to shins. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, low plank or knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. Downward facing. One more. Take 2 breaths here though. Inhale through the nostrils. Exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Inhale, bend into the knees. Exhale, float forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise to standing, reach up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, choose your vinyasa. Inhale, find the back bend, cobra or upward facing. Exhale, downward facing everyone. Inhale, send the right leg up behind you. Straight at first, so press the heel up towards the sky without unsquaring the hips. So the hips are still square, shoulders are square towards the front of the room. Then we bend the right knee, stack the right hip open over the left. Get nice and open, press the right knee up as you press the left heel down. Step the right foot forward, left knee comes to the earth, reach up, Anjaneyasana. On inhale, bring the hips back just a bit, reach up. On exhale, bend into the right knee, bend into the elbows. Inhale, back and reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Hands come to the earth. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up behind you. Straight at first, press left heel towards the ceiling. Hips are square, shoulders are square. Bend the left knee, stack the left hip open over the right. Step the left foot through, bring the right knee down, reach up, low lunge. Bring the hips back a bit, reach up through the arms on inhale. Exhale, bend into the elbows, bend into the knees, open across the heart. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Inhale, reach. Exhale, bend. Stay here, nice and open across the chest. So we're getting a nice stretch along the right quad and a nice heart opener here. Reach up and back. Hands to the earth. Step back, downward facing dog. Choose your vinyasa. On the next inhale, forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or upward facing. And downward facing dog. Slowly walk the feet forward to meet the hands and fold in. Hands to the earth. Inhale, roll all the way up, reach up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, walk back, hop back, low plank or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. And downward facing on exhale. Bring the right foot forward, left heel spins down, windmill up, warrior two. So nice wide stance here. Sink deep into the right knee, look out over the right middle finger, shoulder blades together, and put strength into the arms. Press the right palm forward, left palm back, creating a straight line of energy between the two lines, and then palms back to the earth. Flip the right palm, exhale, reverse your warrior. Right arm stretches up and back, left hand to the lower back or wrapping around to the inside of the right thigh. Back to warrior two, side angle pose. So right elbow bends on top of the right thigh, left arm stretching up and then forward. And begin to look up. You can stay here. You can also bring the right hand down to the earth. And you can also bring the left hand to the lower back, right arm underneath the right thigh, and take a bind. But open through the chest if you're bound, look up. If you're bound and you want to take birds of paradise, hop the left foot forward, balancing on the left foot. The rest of us stay in the side angle. Slowly come up to standing. Right knee is still bent, chest is open, but then begin to straighten the right leg out towards the right side. Bend the right knee, slowly come down if you're in birds of paradise, and meet back in side angle. Left foot travels back. Everyone here. Hands to the earth, step back, downward facing. Inhale forward to plank. Move through your vinyasa. Downward facing. Bring the left foot forward, right heel down, reach up, windmill open, warrior two. So Virabhadrasana 2 here. Sink into the left knee. Flip the left palm. Reverse your warrior. Left arm stretching up and back. Right hand to the lower back, wrapping around to the inside of the left thigh. So really find extension through the left side body here. Back to warrior two. Side angle, left elbow bends. Right arm stretching up and over. Stay here, or bring the left hand down to the earth. Open up, or to a block. If you're going to take the bind, right hand to the lower back. Left hand underneath the right thigh. Get nice and open across the chest. Look up. And for Birds of Paradise, begin to hop the right foot forward. Really ground down into the right foot, micro bend in the right knee. Slowly come up to standing. Nice and open across the chest. And extend the left leg straight out towards the left side. Bend the left knee. Slowly bring the left foot down. Right foot to the back of the mat. Side angle, everyone. And then on exhale, hands to the earth. Step back, downward facing. Inhale, forward to plank. Move through your vinyasa. In downward facing dog, come down to the knees, child's pose here. Forehead comes to the earth, knees nice and wide. And arms stretching forward, but palms facing up here as if you're offering something. So offering that revitalization of the body, coming back into the breath. And just relax here for 5 breaths. Last full breath. Come onto the palms. Bring the chest forward and down. Find Sphinx Pose. So bending at the elbows, getting nice and open across the chest. And really pressing the chest forward here to release any tension in the lower lumbar. Shut the eyes down. Inhale. And exhale, come to the earth. Bend the elbows, come onto the fingertips outside the mat, basically in line with the shoulders here. And on an inhale, peel the chest off the mat. On an exhale, bend into the elbows. Lower down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep moving with your own breath. Inhale, peel up. Stay here. One more breath in. Exhale, lower back down. Hands come by the shoulders, press up for downward facing dog. Inhale, bend into the knees. Exhale, float forward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, full. Inhale, rise to standing, reach up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And open up wide to the right. So pigeon toe the feet in towards each other. Hands onto the hips. Bring the hands to the lower back, take a bind, get nice and open across the chest. And on an exhale, slowly begin to come down towards the earth. Fist up towards the sky. And then maybe even down back behind you. Let go of the bind, hands to the earth. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Hands to the hips. Inhale, wind all the way up. And bend the right knee towards the right, left knee towards the left. We're trying to create 90-degree bends here. Our thighs should be parallel with the mat, but it's okay if the feet are turning in a little bit more for you and you're up a little bit higher. That's perfectly fine. Just find a wide stance that's comfortable for you. For those of you looking for more of a challenge, you can come up onto the tiptoes and have the palms shining up towards the sky here. You can move from left to right. And you can really do anything with the hands. You can express open here. Stretch through the side bodies. Or you can come into stillness, into goddess pose. Bring hands to the knees, nice and light. And go ahead and dip the left shoulder towards the midline. Look back over the right. Right shoulder into midline, look back over the left. Back towards the right. And once more to the left. Pigeon toe the feet back and fold in. Bend into the right knee towards the right side of the room at a diagonal. We're coming into Skandasana. So right knee is at a diagonal with the back of your mat, the back corner of your mat. Keep the hips lifted from the earth. Make sure they're not dumping down towards the floor. So hips are lifted, left toes are faced up towards the sky. So for this first variation, we're just going to walk nice and slow through the center as we bend into the left knee and right toes up towards the ceiling. Back through center with the hands, bend into the left or to the right knee, left toes towards the ceiling. So we keep moving back and forth, keeping our hips as low as we can, stretching through the back side of that extended leg. And then we can get a little bit more creative. So maybe the palms, the fingers come up off the mat. Maybe they come to heart center as we move through the center, bending into the knee. Maybe they express open as we bend into the knee. Come back to heart center as we come through center. And keep moving with your breath. So just do what feels good for you today. You can even find dancing arms so you express open each time you bend into the knees. And last one, we'll bend into the left knee and come forward towards the front of the mat. Keep the right toes tucked under, left knee is bent. Keep the right palm planted as the left arm stretches up. Can begin to look up. Left hand to the earth, step forward. Fold in, take a hold of opposite elbows and breathe. Hands to the earth. Inhale, roll all the way up. Hands to the heart center. Open up towards the left side this time. So feet are pigeon toeing in, hands to the hips. Take the bind at the lower back, and on an exhale, slowly begin to come all the way down to the earth. Hands come to the earth. Inhale, peel the chest up. Exhale, fold down. Bring the feet in, not so wide. So this is a bit confusing, so listen carefully. Left hand is going to come to the outside of the right shin. Right arm is over the left, coming towards the outside of the left shin. And then we're going to pull towards the left. Get nice and open across the right side body. So you're pressing the left palm in towards the right shin and opening up towards the left. Come back through center. Weave the left arm underneath the right and bring it over the right towards the outside of the right shin. Pull towards the right now. Get nice and open across the left side of the body. Come back through center. Let go of the bind, fold in. Walk the feet out wide. Bend into the right knee, come forward. Onto the left toes, left palm stays planted, right arm stretching up and open. Right hand to the earth, step forward. Fold in. Inhale, slowly roll all the way up. Reach up through the arms. Hands to heart center. So we're going to come into a dancing tree pose variation. It's a bit tricky, so make sure you listen. It's the Qigong tree pose. So we're going to deeply bend into the right knee as we bring the left foot to float over the right knee. Hands are at the heart. So this left foot is just floating over the right knee. Press your right palm towards the left side of the room through the center line. Left arm up overhead, left palm pressing towards the right. So sink in here. Step the left foot back behind the right, deep bend in the right knee. Press through both palms. So you'll find lengthening through the left side here. And come back through center. Switch sides. Right foot on top of the left. Left palm pressing towards the right. Right palm overhead pressing towards the left. Sink in. Step the right foot back, deep bend in the left knee. Press through the palms. Find lengthening through the right side and maybe begin to look up towards the right. Come back to center. Inhale, reach up. And exhale, fold down. Deep bend in the knees and come down to a seat. One of our last postures is going to be frog pose. In frog pose, have a block nearby. If you have a bolster, you can also have a bolster. You can have pillows underneath the knees if this is hard for you. But what we want to do here is just slowly begin to bring the knees wider apart. As wide apart as we can go without any pain. So there might be a little bit of tension, that's okay. But no pain. So the knee and the ankle should be in line with one another. The feet are flexed. And then slowly begin to bring our chest down. Knees might go wider, and we might need some support here with the forearms, or we might need a block. Or you might be able to come all the way down onto the belly. So just making sure here that if there's any pain under the knees, you can always support it by rolling up the ends of the mat and placing them under the knees for more support. And also bringing the weight back so that hips are in line with the knees. So begin to notice if there's any tension in the body, your chest might come forward, upper body forward. Use the forearms to press the hips back in line with the knees and sink into that space there. So find a space to get comfortable. Usually you want to stay in this position for about 5 minutes. You can stay longer if you have a lot of tension in the hips. This can bring up a lot of anxiety, a lot of emotional release. So a lot of people are resistant towards staying in the posture for longer. But I definitely recommend staying for at least 5 minutes if you can, especially if you're working into the hips area specifically. So we're going to go ahead and just relax into the posture and stay comfortable with the silence. If you're comfortable here and you're wanting to work a little bit deeper into the hips, I suggest pausing the video and giving yourself a couple more minutes to just relax into the posture. For those of you that are just ready to get out of it, we'll slowly begin to come back up on the forearms. Tuck the toes in towards the glutes, release any tension here, and then slowly begin to close the knees. So for the rest of us, if you're pausing, just come and meet us on the rest of the sequence after you have taken a couple of minutes to yourself. We're going to go ahead and come onto the back after this position. Hands resting alongside the body. And bring the heels close to the glutes. So we're coming into Setu Bandhasana, our bridge pose. On an inhale, push the hips up nice and high. Tuck the shoulders beneath you. Instead of clasping the hands together, which is also a variation, bring the hands straight up. So we're offering up to the sky here, fingers shooting up towards the sky. Make sure that you're pressing firmly through the feet, through the entirety, the bottom of the foot here, so that you get nice and lifted through the hips and let go of any tension in the glutes. So if the glutes are beginning to clench up to lift, let them be loose, work into the tops of the quads through the bottom of the feet. 2 more breaths. And lower back down. You have 1 more back bend here. So you can either come into Setu Bandhasana with the clasp of the hands and shoulders underneath you, or you could go into wheel pose. So if you have Urdhva Dhanurasana, go ahead and bring the palms back by the ears, fingers tracking forward. Press through the heels. On inhale, come up to the crown of the head first. And on an exhale, slowly press all the way up. So you might be able to shorten your stance if you have the mobility. If not, just stay where you are. And push the chest forward and through the shoulder girdle. Lift the hips up high. We're going to stay here for 5 full breaths. So really working to open the back, open the chest. Slowly come all the way down, roll the spine down to your back. The next option, or the next variation that we're gonna do, we're gonna go into some inversions, but feel free to do whichever you'd like. You can either do a more passive inversion, you just want the legs going straight up here in either variation, so that we're bringing blood and energy back into the core. So you could bring a block underneath the sacrum, so right at the lower back, and then have the legs go straight up towards the sky. You can bring your hands back towards the front of your mat here, chest nice and open. So you can stay here, we'll stay here for at least 10 breaths, or you can come into a headstand prep. So if you want to take headstand, come to kneeling, clasp the hands together here, keep the pinky finger on top of the other pinky finger so that you have a flat space here on the hands so that they'll sit perfectly level on the ground. You're gonna hug the head into the palms here. Press the forearms through so the forehead is touching the earth. Tuck the toes under, hips go high. And then maybe one leg goes up and then the other. So straight line of energy from the crown of the head through the feet. Knees come into chest. Toes to the earth. And lower down. If you have legs up the wall, go ahead and bring them down, bring the block out from underneath the seat, and we'll all meet on our backs. Pull knees into the chest, and give a nice tight squeeze. You can rock from left to right here. Coming into happy baby, take a hold of the bottom of the feet, keep the sacrum planted on the earth, let the knees go wide. And you can rock from left to right here. You can straighten one leg out, bringing the other foot close to the groin, and then straighten the other leg out. Keep playing around with that. And 2 more breaths. Pull knees into the chest, nice tight squeeze. And then let the knees fall over towards the right side. And let the head fall to the left. So you want to keep the knees higher than the hips if you can. Sounds like people are partying outside, just dancing. Okay, let's switch sides. Pull knees into the center. Square up the hips and then let them drop to the left. Head goes to the right. It's a windy day here in Greece. I'm not sure you guys can hear it, but the trees are speaking to me outside of the studio right now. It's really beautiful. And come back through center. Bring the feet to the earth and let the knees go wide, Supta Baddha Konasana. So one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Just shut the eyes down here for a moment. Deep breath in through the nostrils. Deep sigh out of the mouth. And when you're ready, fall out into Shavasana. Legs go nice and long. Arms falling alongside the body and roll the shoulders. It's very important in Shavasana to just completely check out if there's anything going on in the mind. Let go of the chatter, let go of the lists, the judgments, the expectations. And just give yourself a moment to completely melt into the space before returning to your day or before starting your day. So staying in Shavasana for as long as you need. You can always pause the video here if you would like to stay in Shavasana longer. But when you're ready, pull the knees into the chest. Extend the arms out nice and long behind you. And just roll to the right for a moment. Using the right arm as a pillow. Coming into Fetal Pose. Use your left hand to help you press up. And find a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall, hands resting on the knees. Relax the muscles in the face, relax the shoulders. Feeling rooted here, feeling your connection to the earth. And giving gratitude to yourself for showing up today. The hardest part is arriving at the mat. And take a deep breath in through the nostrils. Deep sigh out of the mouth. Hands come to heart center. Bowing down towards the self. Namaste. So thank you guys for joining me today. That was a Hips and Heart Openers little mini series. I'll have some more in the future, I hope. It's really good to get into the practice of kind of asking yourself what it is that you need on a certain day. It's very usual when we first start yoga practice to just go into a studio and take the class that's at that time that we need to go. But do ask yourself, how am I feeling today? Am I feeling tight across the chest? Am I feeling tight across the hips? Does my neck hurt? Is one side, unbalanced compared to the other, or is it a mixture of everything? And go out and find those teachers that kind of teach based on those principles of what you need in your body. And also for online classes, it's an amazing thing to do because you can just go and search exactly what it is that you need and try to take the classes that your body needs, not that your mind wants. So it's very easy to want to do these very rajasic practices where we're just doing handstands and headstands and getting upside down. But do yourself a favor each time you come to the yoga mat and really check in and observe what it is that you need. Thank you for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon.